Okay, I need to figure out how to pause. If we should be able to pause our fighting for just a second, so I can kind of like chill out and just enjoy what's going on. All right, so how are we going to upgrade our character? So here's another thing that I can say straight off the bat that I do not like. Excuse me, but then again, this is something that older games did all the time. I do not know exactly what these are going to do. I don't know. I know I need to improve them, but I don't know how exactly we should deal with this. I don't know what Faith does. I'm assuming Faith has something to do with us doing some holy stuff against monsters. Wait, what if you just took out the weird fat guy competition? It could be. So here's the thing about everything that she said. I know I talked during it, and I should be just bad, JB, bad. So here's what I think is going on. First of all, she's a Tzimisce. The Tzimisce's home is Eastern Europe. I said in this world, Bram Stoker's Dracula was based off of a Tzimisce that he had met somewhere out here. So she's off doing her own Tzimisce thing, but what she was talking about was that there was a Methuselah that was about to awake and do things with their clan. Now, a Methuselah is a very, very powerful ancient vampire. You notice that there's a generation here. So that means what generation of vampire you are. We're humans, so we don't get a generation. But certain vampires, the first vampire was Cain. That was his punishment for killing Abel. So the people that Cain changed, Zilla and a bunch of other guys, are the second. Are they second generation or first generation? They're second generation, and then the people that they bit are third generation, and so on, so forth. The people of the third generation are pretty much responsible for the clans. So I don't know if this is the fat dude's competition. He could be a venture or something who's trying to take over the area, or because the Tzimisce do things with flesh, he could be a secret Tzimisce. That's a possibility. And maybe he just didn't like Asura the Unliving doing dumb stuff right outside of his home. I don't know. So now here's a question. What do we increase? Because I don't know. So I feel like a good bar is, strength, dexterity, and stamina. That's always something that you can improve, and it should be alright. Also, what the heck is this? So there's fire magic, lightning magic, ice magic, holy magic, and I have no idea what that represents. So that's kind of cool. I do wish that they had explained some of this stuff. So, what happens when I pick stamina? I did not get any health. So I guess we'll go into strength, which ups 100% jack of anything. Can I revert character stats? So okay. So let's just see what happens if we put everything into strength. It doesn't seem like it really did anything when you actually look at the stats. So that's something I wish that they had included, because it obviously they affect something. I just don't know how. And part of me doesn't want to like do anything with them, but I don't know. I'm assuming I get to save them. So here's what we'll do. We'll spend a couple points in strength. We'll up that there. We'll up that, and we'll update our charisma. I'm assuming we can't hamstring. Ha! 666. Let's fix that. Let's up our intelligence maybe, and then I think we're just gonna be done. You think strength is chance to hit? Okay, so we'll up that since we get so many attacks. Stamina probably has to do with health, and dexterity probably has to do with dodging attacks. Let's keep it like that, and then we'll probably be able to fix it as time goes on. So we took down Asura the Unliving. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's get our silver coins. Let's get some more silver coins. And what is this, Asura? A bag of gold. Oh, yeah. That's the Tzimisce, that's their clan symbol. Okay, oh, and she had something on her. Now, did she? An exquisite dagger. Okay. Dagger, exquisite dagger. 20 lethal, accuracy 10, speed 117. Has our speed improved? So our speed hasn't improved with this. The damage that it does hasn't improved. So I'm really questioning that. Do we need a rusty broadsword? No, we're gonna drop that there. We've got a normal dagger. Accuracy is 0. So really, neither one of these items is helping us with our chance to hit. So, how do I put this down? Okay, so we'll keep the exquisite dagger. And I guess we'll keep the stakes because they have to be useful. What other things are inside the Vampires universe? Well, wizards. So the Treme, which I said I hate earlier. The Treme were a bunch of wizards, part of an order called the Order of Hermes. And basically, their magics started to wane. Their people started to get less powerful. And they used to make... Oh.
An amulet of St. Jude.
Aw.
Omen. If I redeem so holy a relic from this ungodly tomb, surely this saint shall grant me his favor.
I'm certain. Okay, silver mines. Oh, we could go straight to the original part of the dungeon so we don't have to walk through everything. I like that. Good job on that, guys, because some people would have gotten... Well, I would have gotten pissy. So anyhow, the Treme were part of a mage order. They were a sect of the Order of Hermes. There's a bunch of different sects of wizards. There's Mage the Ascension, which is the wizard game. There's Vampire the Apocalypse, which includes vampires. Fun fact, they are going to do a Werewolf the Apocalypse game. It's already in the works, and everybody's super happy about it. So that's going to be interesting. I prefer the vampires over the werewolves. Like, I don't know too much about them. I know that in a standard fight, usually werewolves have the advantage over vampires. And there's demons and a bunch of other stuff. There's actually an order of vampires that people thought were dead, but they're demon worshippers and they do a bunch of demon stuff. There's also people like Christof who are just humans who have a lot of faith, and that faith actually turns into a form of magic that they can use to banish demons, kill vampires, kill werewolves, all that good stuff. There's mummies, ghosts, pretty much everything.
Who comes there? Ah, the Crusader ends his day in retreat. Back for another rest in the nunnery?
All of Prague may rest. I have claimed the head of the Demon Queen.
Praise be
Cool.
to Christof, champion of Prague.
See, here's what I would have did. I would have cut her head off, put it in some type of something, like wrap it up, and then just throw it at that one jerk's feet. But then again, it's daytime, so of course it would have just like evaporated, or it would have turned to ash. Okay, so now we have to get back to the nuns. So we saw those two guys from before. If we can find those two guys, we would find the nunnery. Oh, there we go. What's up, Knight of St. John?
Hail and well met, Crusader.
Hail and well met to thee.
Well
Knight of
met.
St. John.
'Tis good to hear the voice of a fellow Frenchman. We Knights of St. John are far from home, and I would we were...
Okay, so Christof's French.
Say not so. We should gladly go to the ends of the earth in service to our Lord. Good day to thee.
Alright, turns out we can't go in. What else is there? Well, mummies. And there's just a bunch of weird groups of vampires that all have odd abilities that were given to them in weird ways. The Tzimisce were technically created from a vampire trying to expel his beast. He expelled all of the evil, all the terrible parts of himself, spit that out, made someone, had it take over a person, and then his whole plan was to kill that and be like, look at me, I'm powerful. I've overcome my beast physically. Turns out the dude seemed fine. So the vampire took it to another vampire and said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to embrace him and see what happens. And that turned into the founder of the Tzimisce clan. And then they were just so, like, weirded out that they just kept him around. Eventually he left on his own, not crusade, but his own attempt to control the weird beast that exists in them. What's the weirdest vampire? The Tzimisce. 150%. There's the Tzimisce. There's a group called the Zamundi, which are, of course, you know, Baron Zamundi, voodoo practices, and they are legitimately like walking zombies. Their flesh is just falling off. The Bali, the demon worshippers that I told you earlier, are well, demon worshippers. Where are we going? Return to St. Thomas. Okay, so let's see if we can find, where the heck am I supposed to be going? Okay, let's go to the map. Okay, so that's where I am now. And we have to go south. But I think the Tzimisce are the weirdest because they don't care about anyone. Like, that Tzimisce, she didn't seem terrible, but you have to imagine the fact that every single one of those creatures that she turned was a human being at some point in time. I mean, she's wearing a dude boa. She was wearing a boa made out of someone's hands. Well, arms. They do stuff like that. They flesh-shape people, and they don't really... They embrace the whole monster thing. Oh, that's an inn. Everybody else kind of doesn't. Or at least they try to combat it. They're still kind of human. The Tzimisce are the farthest thing removed, and that's what kind of bugs me out about them. Where the heck is the cathedral? Okay, you know what? What's my favorite vampire? I've been reading a little bit about it, and there's this dude named Saulat, who is the originator of the Solutrean clan. And his whole thing was, so every vampire tries to do something spiritual. Like the Tzimisce Antediluvian, because he can change his form at will, went somewhere to try to find a form that could conquer his inner beast, his need to feed off of blood and other stuff of other people. So their whole thing is to advance themselves through weird flesh crafting and basically torture of people, and they don't really care about it. The Salubri, Salat, said, I'm gonna go meditate, I'm gonna go work on me being me. And eventually, through Hindu meditation, and he wound up running into the Chinese vampires, who are called the Kuei-jin. And after learning all this stuff from all these different people, he actually was able to quell his inner beast. And because of that, he wound up getting a third eye, which is awesome. Eventually, you know, his people wound up getting an ability to heal others, and they were known as healers. Although he did have some people set up to be fighters at a specific point in time. The crazy thing is, the Salubri, who were these renowned healers who helped people, who did all this stuff to help vampires, wound up getting smear campaigned by the Tremere. The Tremere diablerized Salat. Diablery is when a vampire sucks the blood out of another vampire, they suck out their soul and their power. So to establish themselves, the Tremere diablerized Salat and increased their power while killing basically vampire. He's not vampire Jesus, but he was trying to help some people. Then the Salubri were pissed, half of them being, non-violent, were just like, hey, we're just going to work on us, and the other half being fighters said, no, F this, we're killing some Tremere. And that was the second part of their plan. They used their magic because they used to be wizards, and they knew other wizards. They did that to make the Salubri look like they were the demon worshippers, that they were the terrible people, when diablerie is like the biggest sin a vampire can commit. And because of their powers and the weird whole, Vampire Gandhi, and because of the weird way that they went about what they didn't have a lot of friends. So the minute somebody said that, none of the other clans stood up. So they got hunted to near extinction. So there are a few groups remaining, and I know in Bloodline or in the Masquerade, the two groups, the Camarilla, which are kind of the guys who say, hey, just hide, we're part of the Masquerade, don't show yourselves, and the Sabbat, who are just like, we're vampires, we should run the world, humans are beneath us. Some Salubri have actually gone to the Sabbat, not because they completely agree with them, but just so they can get a shot at the Tremere and the Camarilla for what they allowed to happen, not only to their antediluvian, but to them. So, yeah, I've been reading about them and they're pretty cool. Yeah, what's up, dude?
The bells of Prague do ring out your victory, Christof.
Good to know you know me.
Prizes your handiwork.
Thank you.
I prize thine.
Okay. So, we could use some armor. So what can we do? How much money do we have? We have 250. So can I, okay, so I can sell that for 34. Okay, there we go. How much is this gonna sell for? 81? Like, I don't want to, like, I know I should sell it, but I don't want to sell it because that's what we got for killing her. So we could pick up some padded clothing, which is probably the best option. And we could pick up some leather gloves, maybe? Yeah, let's grab the padded clothing. Let's grab some leather gloves. And so we'll buy that. Oh, I can't equip it. Can I equip it? No, I can't. So that means we can only buy what we can fit, which is kind of ludicrous. And I can't move anything, so I have to have it set up before we actually come through. And he has some nice stuff. He has a fine rapier. But I guess we'll just use what we have right now. And there are crossbows. Oh, I want a crossbow so bad. There's throwing knives? There's a lance? Dude, there's like everything you could ever want. But we're going to also buy the leather gloves. Okay. And we're done for right now.
Good day to ye.
Okay, let's equip ourselves. I just like how the Nosferatu are. Ah, I can understand that. There we go. We got our gloves on. I can completely understand that. In the game, Gorgeous Gary and Amalia made me love them so much. I am so lost in this town. We're still in the old part of Prague. So how do I even... Okay, so we need to... Oh, I wish we could fast travel so bad. Okay, so this is the smithy. We're outside the smithy, right? Okay, so this was the smithy. Let's take a look at this. So smithy, which means we have to go up. And we have to go this way. Okay. Not that way. That's a wall. We gotta go up. And then we gotta take a right. Excuse me. Pardon me. Watch the sword. Okay. So this is where we are now. That means we have to continue this way. And... oh, good grief. Where do we make our turn? Still in Old Prague. Which... okay, hold on. This is... is either one of these the convent? Okay, so that's Eastgate, Silver Mines. We're at a completely different gate. A gate that we should not be at yet. Okay. But can I say that that was an amazing beginning battle? Like, that was glorious. Oh! So this is the cathedral. I am stupid.
I am newly returned from the silver mines. The evil therein is no more.
The splendor of the Lord rains down upon thee, Christof.
Why, thank you.
I give thee this wrought silver cross for thy labors.
I would hear all thou knowest of Vampire Lord, that I might fight them more wisely.
They are evil.
Okay.
That is all thou need knowest. I do not corrupt my soul with knowledge beyond that.
Okay, that was a BS answer. Okay, let's be real. That was a BS answer. Atlas, you know darn well that was a BS answer.
Hurrah for Christof!
He...
The mines are safe.
he's something.
All hail the crusading hero.
I don't trust him.
Hurrah!
And we got Tzimisce.
Thank thee for restoring the mine.
We got Tzimisce out here.
New silver to craft and sell. God bless thee, Sir Christof.
My heart warms to see the good people rejoice so, and yet Asura's words chill me to the core. I fear that evil endures in Prague.
Yes, yes it does. But yeah. So he's a holy man whose town was beset by vampires, but apparently he just doesn't care about any vampires. So where is the convent now? Because I have walked over here and I don't know what's going on. So unlike most movies and yada yada yada, a vampire can, from what I understand, hold a cross. They can hold a cross. It doesn't really affect them. They can hold a cross, somebody could pray at them. Unless you have faith magic to back you up, it's largely useless. So that's how that works. The issue is, where is it? Okay, so the convent was right next to it, and I somehow missed it. So unless you've got faith magic to back it up, it's not really going to work. So, that's intriguing. So I guess the convent... oh, of course, it's right next to it. It's so weird, though. That's the cathedral. That's not the convent. That's not the convent. Is that the convent? No. That's not the convent. This is the convent. Alright. Found it. At last.
Good morrow, milady.
Good morrow, my lord.
Good morrow.
We give thanks that the mines are restored to godly condition, and we rejoice to see thee in health after such danger.
Yet there is danger in health, for I must forgo thy tender ministrations.
My lord.
Aww.
Yet now I suffer a new affliction, for which thou hast the only cure.
I
Oh.
shall serve thee in any way I can, my lord.
Okay.
I have retrieved a sacred relic, milady, the amulet of St. Jude. I wouldst give it thee, milady, for thy devoted care.
Oh.
I take no gifts. The Lord's work is favor enough.
It is the dearest of all I have, and thou art the dearest of all I have not. Please, keep this for my sake.
Sir Christof, Slayer of Vampires and Medieval Panty Dropper. Nice, Christof. Okay, so we've talked to her. We've geared up. The question is, what do we do now?
Oh, sir, I pray that the light of the Lord fill thy body with strength and vigor.
Okay, so what do we do? Okay, we'll rest, I guess. So resting is where we upgrade. All right. This is interesting because so far we've been, of course.
Good day, Archbishop Giza.
Explain thy intentions toward good sister Inesca.
Oh.
Command thee to speak only truth before God.
I find her the fairest of all God's creatures.
Oh, snap.
Bemoan the cruel fate that hath placed her beyond my reach.
Oh, okay.
In another time and place, we might have found happiness together as man and wife.
Oh, this dude's
Thoughts
trying.
are evil. Thy concupiscence damns thy soul and dooms Inesca.
No.
I command thee, purge such lusts from thy heart. If not for thy sake, then for hers. Do not tempt her away from her holy orders, thou wicked, selfish boy. She is out of thy star, and is not for the likes of thee. Her place is with me, with us, here in the convent.
You.
Thy place is out in the wilderness, striking the fear of God into the hearts of the heathen. If thou art strong enough to entertain such lusts, thou art strong enough to return to thy regiment.
Alas, they are too far away.
Well, the streets of Prague are still host to unclean demons.
Like you?
Perhaps thou shouldst destroy these abominations to expend some of thy hot blood.
I must protest. My place is here. The demon queen confessed they sought to defile holy places. 'Tis my duty to protect these hallowed grounds when next they attack.
Thy archbishop shall dictate thy duty. Hunt them in the streets.
Okay. All right, so let's unpack that. He said that her place is here with me. I mean with God. So this dude is not feeling the fact that Sister Anenka is feeling us, and we were like, "Hey, sister, we can't." Because he didn't put any moves on her. He just said, "Here, take this holy relic, and I'll just go on with my life." But the Archbishop's acting pretty shady. Not just that, but the Archbishop was talking about, he didn't know anything about vampires, but now he's talking that there are other demons and creatures that stalk the night. I am very interested in the fact this guy might not just be a vampire. He might not be a vampire. He might just be a scumbag. And I think that's our issue. This guy's creepy. I obey, but I shall protect the streets in front of the cathedral and convent as well.
I obey, but I shall protect the streets in front of the cathedral
Shady?
as well.
I shall be watching thee, thou immoral lad.
I'm immoral? Okay.